Well, today I think we're going to get the combine out here. We're still probably a good 3 weeks away from picking corn. This thing's got a bad battery connection, so you got to take a rod or stick and shove it up there and turn the key. Normally it takes 2 people. I'm hoping I can get it done by myself. Okay, this is what the inside of our combine looks like. You got your wiper controls, your air conditioner and heater, vents, and over here you got your gauges, you got your rotor, your lights, separator, feeder, reel, throttle. This is your gauge cluster here. Switch it around, tell you what each one's doing. You got your reel speed, your auto header, sensitivity. It is hydrostat. That's this. That raises your head up and down. Over here, you got your auger swing out. This is your gear shift. And that down here, that turns your auger on and off, your unload auger. The inside of this thing is filthy. Last harvest was 2018, and we had a hose blow inside the column here, and when that happened, it threw oil everywhere, and we didn't do a very good job of cleaning it up. Okay, so this is a 1981, I believe, International 1420 combine. I believe my dad bought this in 1990, and we've used it every year since, so going on 30 years with having it. Now, this isn't a very big combine. We use a 4-row corn head for it. And we used to have a 13-row platform bean head, and we ended up upgrading to a 15-foot. Not that it makes a whole lot of difference, but that's about the most this little combine will handle. The grain tank is about 120 bushels, so it's not very large. It does take quite a bit longer to get some things done, but overall it's a good machine. You know, we only farm 115 acres, so for right now, it's good for what we use it for. Now, there are a couple things that I know we got to fix before we go far. One is this spreader. I believe we backed into a tree in 2018 harvest, and it didn't get fixed. And we didn't have anything in 2019 because we were flooded out. And actually, this thing was in the water, and I think the water line is about here on it. That's about how deep the water was on this. I did go through it a little bit last year, make sure it was still good, but I know we got to fix that. And then down here in the 2018 harvest, this here is broke apart and slid or something, I'm not sure. So we did a quick fix with duct tape. I'm going to fix that too. And then also the fan up there on the outside, it don't turn no more. I believe it got caught in a tree branch. It looks like it right there. And I'm not sure what drives that, but it don't spin anymore. And then this damage here, my dad got this stuck a few years back in a ditch, and I pulled him out with the tractor, and there was poor communication, and I stopped and he kept going and he backed right into me. But other than that, it should be in tip-top shape, really. We don't put a whole lot of acres on it every year. Well, I think we're going to take a break from power washing for a minute. I'm going to go get a couple ears of corn to sample. I would say we're probably still 2 weeks out. I'm guessing it's probably around 27, 28%. And we normally just let everything field dry because we have no way to dry corn or store corn. So we definitely wanted around that 15% mark before we start picking. So we're going to ride around, pick some ears in this field and the field up the road, and see what kind of moisture we got. Okay, so I think we're far enough in. We're probably 24, 30 rows in. This is the first field we planted, and it's a 27-acre field. It's all decalb. I forget the actual variety number. I'll have to look that up when I get out of here. Here and there you got ears hanging down. Most of them are still standing straight up. We did have a little bit of wind damage, but I think some of this is the sprayer getting off row a little bit. It's knocked down. So I'm going to grab a few of these ears, preferably the ones that aren't hanging down, because those are probably the driest. And we'll take them in and we'll see what they test. Probably should have brought a bucket, but I wasn't thinking. It's a little windy out here, so I don't know if you can hear me. But these ears out there, they're not very big ears. There's a few big ones. Most of them are pretty small. That's not a good sign. We're going to shuck these back, and then I'll run up, keep the tester in the combine, because we don't have a moisture tester or a moisture sensor in the combine. So normally every load I get out and I'll check the moisture on it as I'm picking. At least that's what I did in 2018, which was the first year I ever harvested corn. So that's normally what my dad does. So I might as well do that until we get it. This one's got a little mold on it. That'd be alright though. These are pretty small ears. I'm not liking that at all. But we did get it planted pretty late. I'd have to go back and look, but I think it was oh geez, I don't even remember. The end of May, probably. I think it was the end of May. But let's get these ears up there. See what the moisture is. Well, it's a lot drier than I thought it was. It's 19.6. I was thinking we were still in the high 20s. I'll test this a couple more times and see what the average is. Alright, well, I took 3 samples of that out of that same field and we averaged right at 19.2%. So it's a lot drier than I thought it was, especially since there's still a lot of green in it. I was expecting it to be in the higher 20s. It got planted, I think, the very end of May. I'd have to go back and look. And here it is, September 28th. And I'm thinking, if we get some good windy days like today, maybe about a week, maybe right around a week, we might be picking corn. So we'll see what happens. I'll wait about 3 more days and I'll go out there and take another sample. But I need to finish power washing this combine off and going through it, changing the oil and getting it greased up, getting it ready. Well, I'm done washing it. It's not the best job in the world, but I wasn't trying to get too crazy with it. I just wanted to get it washed off decent enough so I can go through, grease it, make sure everything looks okay. And I'm going to probably do that tomorrow and change the oil and go from there. But I think that's going to wrap it up on this video. So thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe.
From the west side